Hello and welcome back. Today we have Marvel Legends series Marvel's Electro from Marvel Studios Spider-Man No Way Home. This is the latest Marvel Legends figure from Hasbro and is based upon Electro as he appeared in the Spider-Man film No Way Home. You can see that it comes on a plastic packaging with window box, new black Legends style packaging that we're starting to expect with the figures. Marvel's Electro written down the side, Marvel Legends at the top, Spider-Man No Way Home at the bottom, ages 4+. We get a picture of Electro on the side, Marvel Legends down here. I'm going to cover it a little more later as we open this, but I can't say that necessarily looks like Jamie Foxx, who played Electro in the film. But I will cover that a little bit later as we get into the actual figure itself. On the back, we get a artwork of Electro as he appeared in the film. This brief bio of the character, you can pause there and read it in multiple languages. Legal at the bottom, includes figure and 4 accessories. On the side, the same artwork, Marvel's Electro, and then on the bottom, legal. And on the top we get the Spider-Man logo. So there we have it. Without further ado, let's get this opened up and look at the figure. The back of the packaging has a cardboard slip which has sort of a yellow spider logo, which is kind of cool. And then here we have in the blister packaging Electro, then the accessories. Let's get these out. We get our 2 electric accessories, and then we get 2 alternate hands. These are open hands. And then the figure itself has closed fist hands. And then here we have the figure out of the packaging. The joints feel stiff, even just holding them like this. The joints feel quite stiff and tight, which is nice to see. So there's some really nice detailing throughout. We'll start with the head sculpt. We get the buzz cut at the top, and then an electric mask over the face with I think that's white eyes for the electric effect, the goatee. Now, as I was obviously saying with the artwork image, I don't think this figure necessarily looks like Jamie Foxx. And I'm wondering if the reason we don't get an alternate head sculpt where we can remove or don't have the electric look is a legal issue or a rights issue to Jamie's likeness. As you know, with the No Way Home Doc Ock and Green Goblin, we got quite good likenesses with those figures with removable faces and goggles, etc. So I am wondering if this is a case of a not having the likeness to be able to give us a standard head sculpt. But nonetheless, that's a pretty cool look. It's that electric star effect that we sort of get with the standard Electro masks. It's just done as bolts of electric, which is a really nice touch. Then got the suit. It's primarily black, but there is some tan paint apps throughout, yellow for the belting, yellow electric wiring, and some clear pearlescent parts for the absorbers. Now this one's popped out of the arm. You can see there's like a grip there, I think. Yeah, it's the same on both sides, so they're not actually glued in like these ones are, and that's obviously to allow movement of the biceps without damaging the parts, which is a nice touch. It could have very easily been that these were, oh no, there isn't, that these were glued, and then that would have potentially broken the molds or hindered the articulation. So it's really nice that they did think about not actually gluing that in, but you can sort of just tab them in there if you want or need for posing. The electric platings continue with the back, with the same with the tan app. You get a silver belt buckle with some nice moulding on the details on the back here. I'm not quite sure if, I think, so that's a black belt. I think that potentially needs a paint app, but it's not. Given it's the back of the figure, you're not going to see it, and it's not necessarily essential. You know, with so this was classed as a deluxe figure, so it was 35 rather than the usual 25, but nonetheless, with that sort of price point on a figure, you're not going to get absolutely stunning and perfect paint apps. That is sadly just a given with the expected industry. Tan pants or trousers, sorry. Again, there are tabs for the wiring, they're not glued in, so that will not hinder or the articulation or potentially snap in posability. You get knee pads with buckles going around. So I think the idea is that it's supposed to go around the entire thing, but they've been cut there to allow for the continued articulation, which we'll cover in a bit. You get the boots, and nice ruffles at the bottom of the trousers. Some gold there on the clip. Overall, it's a nice looking figure. There's some really nice detailing throughout. I really like the touches of certain parts not being glued in place, so that we can continue to get the range of movement you would want and expect from this. In terms of movement, we get a ball joint at the head, which is also on a swivel, so we can get him looking up, looking down, and then full range of movement there. Arms are nice and tight, at least on my copies. They're on the standard ball hinges, which you would expect with Marvel Legends. Because of the wires, you can't get him doing a full rotation, but you can get him going up that way and then back that way. So you still get the full range of movement, and you can get proper posability. Just if you wanted to do a 360 move, you can't. Bicep swivel, which again, because this isn't glued in, allows for a nice full range of movement there. A double hinge at the elbow, so we can get a full 90-degree bend. And standard swivels and twists at the wrists. There is a waist cut, and again, I found these are not glued in, they are just tabbed in, and they actually tab in nicer than anything else. So you can get a full range of the movement here without damaging the kibble on the figure. Torso moves up about that far, down that far on that chest swivel, and then the actual torso itself, it moves up and back that far, and there is a twist at the waist. Legs get a full 90-degree move there, forward forward, and then back is hindered by the sculpt of the trousers. Swivel at the calf, double jointed knee, is there a boot cut swivel? Yes, there is. Oh, I don't know. I think there's a swivel at the boot, sort of, but it's not. So I think there is a boot cut swivel, but it's not 100%. And then standard articulation at the feet, so you're going to be able to get a nice range of posability out of this character, especially since the joint tabs for the various wires and things are not glued in, and they can just be tabbed in as needed, which is a nice touch. It would have been very easy to have had these parts glued in completely and just completely limited all of the articulation on this, but it's some real nice forethought on Hasbro's part on those. So we get the standard opening hands, which just pull off and then pop in. And then we get these new FX pieces, which are done as sort of lightning. Previously, with the Marvel Legends, we've just sort of got ones that twist around the arms. These have some C-clips and give a little more effects to them. They're very reminiscent of what we were seeing with the Hasbro's Lightning collection for Power Rangers. They are definitely very reminiscent of that, minus the C-clips. These would have normally, with the Power Rangers lines, gone over the weapons for some effects. So it's nice to see those sort of ideas being moved over from Hasbro, various departments. So let's see if we can get these on. I'm going to pop off the arm here, and I'm going to take the C-joint, place it there, and then no, that's not worked. That's the best way. Okay, so you can get it clipped on like that, and the lightning will come just out, but you can do a full range of movements. Yeah. So you can slide it all the way up his arms if you want and get some different posabilities there. Get nice ability there. So let's give him firing the electric down his arm like that, and then the electrics are quite a rubbery piece of plastic, so you can bend and twist them about without fear of breakage. You can see I'm giving this a really good tug and pull to get it fitted over the arm without any damage occurring to the parts. So you can get that like that. Get them. So you can have again, C-grip here. Let's just put that over his arm like so. So that's just me messing about on camera, but you can see you can get a really nice range of poses here with both the effects and the figure itself. Overall, I'm liking the figure. I am a little disappointed with the fact that we don't have an alternate head sculpt without the mask, or the mask isn't removable in some way, and the likeness, but I'm going to chalk that up to rights issues, in which case that's completely understandable, and there's nothing Hasbro could have done with that about that. Otherwise, I'm really happy with the figure. Some nice additions. It's quite a bulky figure. While the FX parts are nice, I will say I'm not necessarily sure it's worth the deluxe figure pricing. It still feels quite like a normal figure. I know Hasbro tried selling it with the idea that the effects parts made it a deluxe, but given we've seen the female Electro come with the same pieces, I find that a weak argument to be made. Especially given that, you know, we've been getting these effects pieces for years with Marvel Legends throughout. So yeah, I'm not sure it warrants the deluxe figure pricing. I wonder again if that's down to some sort of legal issue. All of the other villains nope. With the exception of Sandman, which was just a complete yellow character, all of the others have been deluxe figures as well for the movie villains. So I am wondering if there's rights issues there, if there's some sort of legal requirement. But if that was the case, then perhaps something more could have been offered with Electro. Perhaps maybe something similar to the action stands we've seen with things like the deluxe Black Widow from a couple of years ago, or something like that. Just something to bulk it out. 2 extra hands and 2 electric pieces, in my mind, don't warrant the deluxe figure pricing. But otherwise than that, I'm really glad to have this figure. I think it's been really well done. There's some really nice sculpting throughout. The tabs on the electric wiring is a nice touch and helps maintain posability of the figure without compromise to the integrity of this parts breaking. So yeah, there we have it. Really like the figure, really like all of the bits about him, just not sold on the price for this one figure. But at the end of the day, it's your money. If you feel it's fair enough, then go for it. Alternatively, if you want to wait for it on sale, go for it. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon.